It's time to get down to business on TK Business Live, brought to you by the members of the Topeka Independent Business Association. Now, let's join Tara Dimmick, owner and publisher of TK Business Magazine, as we take a look into the business world of Topeka, Kansas.
Hi, and welcome to TK Business Live. I have with me first place winners of the Network of International Business Schools Worldwide Business Plan Competition. That was a mouthful, guys. All right, so I have Kennedy White. He's a 2016 graduate of the School of Business at Washburn. And Connor England, you're a senior at the School of Business, right? And then Mark Feurborn, junior with the Mass Media Department. And they are the winners of this international competition, guys. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Thank you.
So just kind of some background on a couple of the guys, because Mark was in the spring issue of TK. He was the third place winner in the Washburn's pitch competition with the Feurborn, I guess it's the Feurborn cigar box guitars, right?
That's correct.
That's correct. Okay. So these are really cool. And if you didn't read the magazine, then you need to go pick up the spring issue or go on to tkmagazine.com and check out these cigar box guitars, because they're really, really cool.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to check back with Mark here in a second and ask him more about what's going on now with the guitar boxes. And then Kennedy joined us a few months ago because we were talking with him and Rick Lejeune from Washburn about Washburn University's Pitch Start Win program and how they were encouraging high school students to pitch their own business plan to win Washburn University scholarships. So, guys, it's not like you're, just hanging out at school right now. I mean, it seems like you're pretty involved.
Right.
All right, you got this whole pitch competition thing kind of in the bag. So tell us about the business that won you this international award. So Kennedy, do you want to start that?
Yeah, I can start off with that. So the name of the business is D18 Business Solutions, LLC. I got the idea for it roughly 2 years ago when I was meeting with one of my Washburn professors, Rick Lejeune, actually. And we were discussing ways that I wanted to help small businesses increase value for themselves, make them more profitable. And I didn't just want to sell them another product or service. I wanted to find a way to genuinely help them. And so I sat down with Rick and got to talking to him, and he told me about the consumed in production tax exemption. Now, tax exemptions, it's not a great topic to talk about.
Yeah, Kennedy, I remember you talking about this last time we were on, and I was like, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But he was talking to me about it, and he told me that he believes roughly 8 or 9 out of 10 businesses are not taking advantage of this tax exemption. And they could save significantly on their utility bills each month if they took advantage of it. I said, 8 or 9 out of 10 businesses, that's a huge number. And so I saw an opportunity there, and I dove into it over the course of probably 6 months, just working with the Kansas Department of Revenue, different utility companies, asking as many questions as I could, and then finally figured everything out. I acquired my first client, and it's history from there.
Wow. Okay, so you kind of had a business, so now you kind of went backwards, right? Because that's what all entrepreneurs do, just so you know. They have the idea, they start the idea, and then they go write the business plan. So
that's exactly what happened.
So how did you rope these other two guys into this, and what was the process of this international business plan competition? So maybe, Connor, tell us a little bit about that.
Well, we came on board because we saw that Kennedy had not only a wonderful idea, but a certain passion behind it. And I think that was certainly one of the aspects that really helped us carry through into this competition. Anybody that goes into business knows that cash flow is a very difficult problem in order to manage. You see 4 out of 5 businesses fail within the first several years, and a lot of times these businesses are profitable. They have cash flow problems. And Kennedy really struck a chord with a couple of businesses. He's gotten some traction with this business, and when Washburn reached out to us to enter into this competition, D18 seemed to be just a perfect fit. Mark and I are also very involved in the School of Business. I've had plenty of opportunities to meet with Kennedy, and we saw an opportunity, and we moved with it.
So what was the steps? Did you have to win a local competition and then go? How was the process to get it to international?
There were multiple steps in order to go through with it. First, we had to submit a proper business plan. Kennedy had already done a wonderful job with developing D18's business plan, so we went ahead and worked with that for the initial format, expanded on it a little bit, and then we waited to see who was selected for the finals, after which point we submitted a pitch video, and then further expanded upon our business plan with another 10-minute video. Following that, we went into a live Skype session where we Skyped into the Netherlands at different intervals and waited for the results.
That was very cool. Okay, so then what did you win?
Well, I believe we won about, it was in euros, of course, but the cash prize was about $1,800, and then we also got a very nice trophy for Washburn, and, we each got our own little certificates.
That's awesome.
And the trophy's actually like 3 feet tall. It's pretty cool. I think they're going to put it up in the School of Business, and it'll stay there. So,
the other piece of this that is really, really awesome to me is that it was now, maybe 3 years ago now that they started the Entrepreneurship and Innovation department. And then within that short of time, you guys were able to really showcase how important this is for Washburn, but also just internationally, what an important piece that entrepreneurship is to grow a community, to grow individuals, and it's needed. So, bravo. Very awesome.
Thank you.
Okay, so let me see. I want to ask 2 questions. So you guys can kind of go back and forth. They're changing hands each time because there's 3 of them in this room. So, what is next for you? I know some of you all are going to school, but share what's next for you, and what's the future for D18? But I also, on kind of a backside of this, what was your role in this process? Did you get all that? What's your role? What's the future of D18 for you? And what's your future just in general? What's going to be going on for you?
Okay, so each of our roles basically that we played in this. All right. Well, I'm the CEO of D18, and so I created the company, acquired the clientele, and
this is Kennedy.
Yes, Kennedy. And Mark and Connor came on board, and Mark helped us significantly with the marketing aspects of everything, creating the video. We had a very nice video. You guys can actually check it out. Just type in D18 NIBS 2016 on YouTube. It should pop up. So he did a great job for us there. And then Connor helped significantly with forming the business plan, and we all just collaborated on those things, and it was literally the perfect team.
That's awesome. It sounds like you each had a role to play. So now go from one to the next. What are you doing next?
Okay, so the next phase for D18 is rebranding. I'm actually rebranding D18 Business Solutions to SmartSave. The name fits the description of the business a little bit better, and SmartSave just actually received a grant from the School of Business, the Student Business Accelerator Fund that's available to student entrepreneurs. So we received this grant, and we plan to use it to develop a website and expand into the future. We have a few partnerships in the pipeline, and I'm excited about the future for it.
That's awesome. Okay, so personally, what's going on?
Personally, so next fall, I'll start Washburn Law School, and that will take up the next 3 years. And after law school, I'm honestly not all that certain, but I have faith that I'm moving in the right direction, and I'm excited for the future.
That's awesome. Connor, how about you?
Well, to start off with the initial question related to D18, I was really happy to have Kennedy bring me on board as Chief Operating Officer. We spent a lot of time looking at the business plan, its strengths and rooms for improvement, and a lot of the things that we learned and used in this competition realistically are going to carry forward as D18 changes into SmartSave. There were a lot of things that we learned, and just earlier in this bit, we talked about how things like tax exemptions aren't necessarily the most entertaining topic to talk about. That being said, there are tons of these exemptions and opportunities that are hidden in our tax framework, and D18 and SmartSave are working diligently to find every opportunity that our local business people can move forward on to give them more peace of mind. So we're ever learning, continuing to expand, and this competition and taking first place is validation on an international scale, and we're excited to move forward with it. As you had talked about, Washburn School of Business, particularly entrepreneurship and innovation program, has truly had a renaissance. We've seen a number of competitions that have had their inaugural run, not only the business pitch competition, but the plan competition. And Washburn has also introduced its Student Business Accelerator Fund, which the 3 of us here have all participated in and were successfully funded. And that's an incredible opportunity for us. My business plan and soon-to-be business portfolio managed to win the business plan competition, and we're spending the next couple of months furthering along with development. Thanks to the Accelerator Fund, both of those opportunities have been wonderful for us, and we're excited to see what the future holds. and got another year just here to soak up and learn everything the school has to offer.
That's awesome, Connor. Okay, Mark. So I want to know all the stuff I just asked you, but I also want an update on the business, on Feurborn Guitars.
Certainly. So, as Kennedy said, I'm the CMT for D18, and what that stands for is Chief Marketing Technologist. It's kind of a newer position in the business realm. And basically what I did was I oversaw all of our marketing ideas, and also took care of the videos. So the pitch video that we did, as well as the in-depth look at our business plan that we took care of in our 10-minute video, I took care of the recording and production of those. Now, also, some of the ideas that we came up with together that I took care of were getting positive testimonials from some of the businesses that D18 has helped, because I think, as Kennedy has stated, it is a business that is in operation. It is helping businesses around the Topeka area already. So one of those that we did for our pitch video was actually Billy Vanilli. If you know the owner, Allison Fiander, she was very kind and helped us out with a testimonial for our run in the Nibs competition. Now, in looking at Feurborn Guitars, as Connor said, we all participated in the Student Business Accelerator Fund, and thankfully my business was funded. I was awarded a grant for that, and in the current process right now is I'm working on beginning my own wood shop to be able to get a serious production line going. So we've got some of the necessary equipment, some high-grade power tools that would be able to get us to just kind of get these guitars produced like clockwork.
Yeah, doing the manufacturing process is a whole new ballgame when you go from just producing a few to trying to produce quite a few.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely going to be interesting seeing how we can do that. So I've actually gotten a couple orders started up after the Accelerator Fund, and I'll be probably working all this summer to get those churned out for them and make sure that they get a taste of what's to come.
Okay, so it sounds like you guys are still in motion with a lot of things, but also moving. So give me a plug. This is your chance. How does somebody find out? How does somebody get some help from you?
Okay, absolutely. Well, right now we have a temporary website up. It's d18businesssolutions.com. And so you can go check out our website and reach me from there, or you can simply call my cell phone, 785-364-7067. And we'd love to come to your business. We work mainly with restaurants, manufacturers, and hotels in the state of Kansas, and we're looking to expand further into other states as well. But, if you know somebody that owns a restaurant, manufacturer, or hotel, or you are one of those people, then feel free to reach out. We will give you a free energy study on your business to find out if you can save. It doesn't cost you anything. And if we don't save you money, then you don't have to pay us.
Excellent.
Email also is kennedy@d18optimization.com.
That's great, guys. I'm very excited for you. Out. Congratulations on the international prize, and thank you for bringing that back to Topeka. And any last words?
Thanks for having us, Tara. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
My name is Ken Daniel, and the name of my company is Midway Wholesale.
What is TIBA? TIBA is advice and support. TIBA is information and education. TIBA is a voice for small businesses.
You're going to meet other small business people. You're going to have an opportunity to adopt some of the things that they found to be successful, and you're going to make some lifelong friends.
The Topeka Independent Business Association is strong because of its members. Become a member today by visiting topekatiba.org.
Tim Kolling is joining me in the studio, and Tim is with AlphaMedia right here where I'm sitting. And, last time I had Tim on, we talked about how businesses don't even know where to start a lot of times when it comes to marketing. And so, Tim, kind of go into that a little bit and talk to us about how a business maybe can get to the place where they know how to market and they know what they're doing and they get the right ad.
Right. The last time we talked, I've been doing this since 1993. But the main reason, and we've talked about this as a group when we're talking about our clients and advertising, the main reason people won't advertise or don't advertise is because they're afraid of, they don't know what they don't know. So they've never thought about it, or they hadn't put enough thought into it because they're busy running their business, which is understandable. But
something I've been dealing with recently is the knowledge gap. So you have all this information because you've built your business and you've put all this thought into it. And so you know everything about your business, but you can't remember anymore the knowledge that you've gained. And so to go backwards all the way to the beginning to think about what would my consumer need to know so they can get to the point of what I know, or even halfway, they can't even remember where they began.
Yeah. So, most of the people that when we dig down deep and find out why they don't advertise, it's a lot of times, or most of the time, they just admit, we have no idea what we would do, so we don't know where to start. That's kind of why we've put together the Team W that we've talked about before. But this all kind of came to light earlier this week. Went and met with a gentleman in Manhattan who had been in advertising his entire career. Got kind of semi-retired. Now he's working for one of the banks, and what he does is he works with businesses on business loans. And a lot of those are startups, people starting up, mom and pop type places, or entrepreneurs trying to think of, come up with an idea or a business plan. And he said what amazed him, or what kind of opened his eyes, were none of these people, they have all this stuff laid out, and they've done a great job developing, their strategies for their business. None of them have anything in there for marketing their business. So they've got a great idea to start it up and get it going, but then how do we let people know about it? So he's kind of counseling them on that. But that just brings to mind, what do you do? What do you tell the client? And a lot of times I just tell the business, why did you get into it? What made you passionate about it? And that's what you tell your client. That's your ad right there. Tell them your passion for doing it, and that'll convince them that they need to shop with you, depending on what your product is.
So, Tim, what can somebody do to, if they're in this situation and they know they've got a good business, they've done the whole, everything's moving forward, but people aren't coming through the door. So what is the way that they can get a hold of you, maybe work with Team W? How does that process work?
Oh, yeah. Easiest way to do it would be to go to my website, which is resultsfocus.com. And I actually have a tab on there that's, I think it's marketing musts. I can't remember what I labeled it. That gives you some ideas of, number one, how marketing works. Goes through everything from the buying funnel to questions that you need to ask yourself about your product. And that's similar to what we do with Team W. We go through, and to start with Team W, we basically get you in a room with the business owners, managers, key staff people, and just brainstorm. We just pick their brain about their business and about their industry. And what's neat about it is most of the time when we're done, they're like, man, we talked about things we've never thought about, or we've talked about things that, never even came to mind. And what a lot of the good information comes from is from their staff or support staff, because they're the ones on the front line seeing what the customer's seeing and seeing what the perception of the public is of the business. And that's where we get probably most of what we call the brandable chunks when we're putting together their campaign. And it's not just a radio campaign. We've done a little bit of everything from, print to whatever they do.
Even the jingle, which is kind of separate from just a normal radio ad. You can add the jingle portion of it too.
We just form the theme or how to brand your business, and then you can take that to about any level as far as advertising or media. So.
Well, excellent. Okay, so go to resultsfocus.com.
Correct.
And that's where you can get started. That's where you can get some really valuable information. You can get signed up onto Tim's weekly every Tuesday with Tim. And to be getting that, so that kind of has that reminder to you, even if it's just as simple as, oh, yeah, I need to be dealing with my marketing sometime this week, that you start paying attention to that. And then you can get more information from Tim about how to do that Team W process. I think it's an incredible process. I've been through it myself with a client, and we chose to do it that way because we felt like we would come up with some really great ideas. And we did. It was a fabulous process and a lot of fun. It also reinvigorates you about your business. So just going through that process of talking about your business, talking about where it came from, where the heart of it came from, kind of rejuvenates you to remember Oh, yeah. There's a reason why I love this so much, right? So, Tim, thanks so much for joining us. Any other way to get a hold of you? Just resultsfocus.com. Is that the best way?
Yeah, that way, or my email, which is tim.kolling, KOLLING, at AlphaMediaUSA.com. Get that?
I got that. I was not expecting the .USA.com.
Yeah,
so
the USA throws people.
All right. Thanks, Tim.
All right. Thank you.
I have Harry Briggs joining me now, and Harry is the inventor of Sightball. Welcome, Harry.
Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, it's great to have you. We had you earlier. Was it this year or was it last year? Gosh, has that much time elapsed between? I think it has.
Yeah, I think it was last year. I enjoyed being on the show, so I'm happy to be on again.
Yeah, so tell us a little. We have you in TK Business Magazine, and so people can go to TK Business Magazine and check that out. But tell us a little bit about what is Sightball.
Well, what Sightball is, it's a golf ball that has 6 sights on it, and the sights line up equally towards one another. And basically what the Sightball method does, it allows golfers to increase their focus, accuracy, stance, and their training in order to become a fast golfer. Golfers who use this product can line up their feet, they can line up their club for better club positioning, as well as aim their ball and focus on the sight pointing up towards their head. So it's basically a golf ball that you can aim with.
That's excellent. So where did you get this idea?
I got the idea working at the golf course, Sycamore Ridge Golf Course in Spring Hill. I worked there for 8 years, and I just kind of noticed that golf balls really didn't have too many markings on them that could help golfers improve their aim in the game. So that's kind of where I get the idea.
So what did it take to actually create a product? Because this is not a small feat. I mean, we all have these ideas. We all think that we could invent something. But when it comes straight down to it, there's this whole enormous process that seems just overwhelming. So how has that process been?
It actually took me a couple years to actually get the first prototype done. I obviously asked around to the golf course, and I actually started out by just sort of drawing sights and different designs on plastic golf balls to see which one would benefit a golfer the most. And about after a couple years, I was finally able to make the first prototype, which actually just had one sight on it. And then I took it to the Washburn Business Development Center in Topeka, and Carl Klein there is the head of it, and he was able to give me some more resources to help me get some new ideas and make the process go a little faster.
So do you consider yourself an inventor, or is there more things coming?
Yes, there are. In fact, I actually have a product coming out this summer. They're called sight stickers. They actually, what they do is you can put each sticker on one of your clubs, such as an 8-iron or a 9-iron, and it tells you the distance that each club portrays on the golf course. So if you're 100 yards away, just look at your sight sticker on your club, and it says, hey, here's the club to use because it's 100 yards away. So. Oh,
wow. Okay, so when should we expect that to come out?
You can probably expect that to come out within the next couple weeks, actually. I want to kick it off in the beginning of June, just in time for summer.
Very exciting. So how can someone, buy Sightball or even this new product? Where do they go to find it?
Well, where they could go right now is actually the website, www.sightball.com. And right now I'm actually working on getting it into some golf courses and some stores around Topeka, and then kind of seeing where it goes from there.
So as an entrepreneur, because we just talked about being an inventor, and then there's this whole other skill set that comes into play when you're an entrepreneur. So what has been some of the, maybe not just challenges, but maybe surprises of being an entrepreneur?
Well, I'd say one of the surprises has been, not only how well that my idea has come to life, but just how well people are enjoying the product. I've had the opportunity to be on TV and be in a couple golf magazines, and, it just kind of shows through hard work and just some planning and ideas that, you can bring your idea to life, and it's been quite a ride, very big surprise in how well people have just enjoyed my products. So
that's probably pretty fulfilling, right?
Oh, yes, it is. It is. As an entrepreneur and inventor, I've really enjoyed it.
As you kind of look back on this last, period of time, because it's not just been a year, it's been multiple years that this whole process has been coming into fruition. Looking back on that, what advice would you give an inventor or a hopeful inventor or entrepreneur that could help them based off of your experiences?
Yeah, that's a good question. Probably the best piece of advice that I could give anyone who wants to invent something or start a business, we get all those people that spend their nights looking for something that hasn't been created or a business that hasn't been done. And my advice to them is to take a look at what already has been created and improve upon it. There's always room for improvement. I would say sight ball is actually a good example because I didn't just create a golf ball, but I actually made golf balls better. I gave golf balls the ability to actually aim their ball, so I basically took something and improved upon it. So my suggestion is just always look for improvement in other products, and if you see something that would benefit someone, then go ahead and pursue it, because not only are you going to be able to take something that people like and improve upon it, but it's going to be much easier to be an entrepreneur since the product is already on the market for so long.
That's great advice. That's fabulous advice. So just to wrap things up, Harry, how about where can someone go, kind of like we just talked about? What is the website again so that somebody could go and learn more about Sightball or even purchase Sightball and this new product that you've got coming out here really soon?
Yeah, well, the website is www.sightball.com. Golfers can go to the website, see pictures, as well as sort of an instructional on how Sightball works. And as soon as Sight Stickers comes out, I will put them on the website as well. Golfers can also go to the Facebook page, and they can follow Sightball on Facebook. And every Sunday there is a tip of the week on how to improve your game with Sightball or just golf in general. So.
Well, excellent. Harry, thank you so much for joining me.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me on.
That was Harry Briggs, the inventor of Sightball, and I just loved that advice that he gave at the end for how to really come up with a new invention or a new product. And in our own work, when we do some of our training and consulting, we use a tool called Scamper. So you might have heard of it. It's called a Scamper technique, but the Scamper stands for, the S is for substitute, then combine, adapt, magnify, put to other uses, eliminate, or rearrange. So what you do is you take a product that's already out there and you look at it and you say, okay, so can I replace or change any parts on this product to make it different? Can I substitute something? Or on the combine, could I use two different things and combine them to make a new product or make my product a little bit more innovative and separate it from the others? The adapt is what else is like this, and to look at other products that are like this, or maybe how your product could be used in an adaptive way, in a different way that you never thought of. Magnify is very simple. Can it be bigger? Can it be smaller? You look at technology. That's so much of it, right? It just keeps getting smaller and smaller. So it's both looking at it from, can I magnify it larger or can I make it smaller? And then put to other uses, the P of Scamper is, could it be used for something completely different that I've never thought of before? Eliminate is a huge one. So often we think something just has to be the way it is. And yet if you look at something, maybe there's one piece of it or some part of it that could be eliminated to make it a better product or a different product. And then finally, the R stands for rearrange. So could you rearrange the different pieces of that product or the way your service functions and make it a better product, make it innovative, make it different, make it stand out from the rest? So I thought that was just really great advice from Harry Briggs, the inventor of Sightball, on how to look at what other people are doing and just improve upon something that's already out there as a way to invent, innovate, and become your own entrepreneur. Thanks so much for joining me on TK Business Live. And thanks to our sponsor, the Topeka Independent Business Association. You can learn more about them at topekatiba.org. That's topekatiba.org. Have a fabulous and fruitful week.
Thanks for joining Tara and her guests on TK Business Live. Join us again next Sunday at 11:30 to hear more from our community business leaders, entrepreneurs, and people making a difference in the landscape of how business is progressively moving forward in Topeka. TK Business Live is brought to you by the members of the Topeka Independent Business Association.